No. 145 on the ESPN 300. Tyreke Smith announces he will be attending Ohio State. Smith is the 16th player from the ESPN 300 to commit to the Buckeyes. 107. Ohio State added another top defensive lineman to its class when ESPN 300 defensive end Tyreke Smith announced his commitment to the Buckeyes during the Under Armour All-America game on Thursday at Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida. Smith, the No. 145 ranked prospect overall, made the announcement during ESPN2's broadcast of the game. He chose Ohio State over Alabama, Oregon, Penn State, and UCLA. Smith joins five-star defensive tackle Taron Vincent, ESPN 300 defensive tackle Tommy Togiai, ESPN JC50 defensive lineman Antoine Jackson, and three-star defensive end Alex Williams to round out Ohio State's impressive haul along the defensive line. Editor's picks. Georgia leaps No. 1 with big signing day. The first day of the early signing period belonged to Georgia. The Bulldogs moved to the top class, jumping Ohio State by adding 4 ranked prospects Wednesday. Clemson also did well, moving into the top 5. The addition of Smith also gives coach Urban Meyer and his staff 16 ESPN 300 commitments in the 2018 class, which is second most behind Texas, 17, and just ahead of Georgia, 15. The Buckeyes currently hold the No. 2 ranked recruiting class behind the Bulldogs and still have a few remaining prospects who could catapult Ohio State back into the top spot come February. With Smith on board, it improves the class. But it was also a big in-state win for Ohio State because he is the No. 4 ranked prospect in the state of Ohio. The Buckeyes missed on the top-rated prospect in Jackson Carman, who chose Clemson over Ohio State and USC. So beating out a group of big programs for a prospect such as Smith brings some positive momentum. Back to the Buckeyes. W.R. Schwartz, No. 68 overall, commits to Auburn. Auburn added to its No. 9 ranked recruiting class as ESPN 300 wide receiver Anthony Schwartz announced his commitment to the Tigers during the Under Armour game broadcast. Schwartz, the No. 68 prospect overall, chose Auburn over Florida and Georgia. The Auburn coaches did quite a bit to overtake the in-state Gators. Schwartz, a 6-foot, 172-pound prospect from Plantation, Florida, initially was very high on Florida because of the ability to run track as well as being a part of the football team. The coaching changes that took place, however, gave Auburn an opportunity to swoop in and pull him out of the talent-rich state of Florida. He gives the Tigers 10 ESPN 300 commitments in the 2018 class and is the second highest ranked prospect in the class behind athlete Joey Gatewood, who is No. 39 overall. Schwartz adds a ton of speed to this class as he was clocked with a 4.34 in the 40-yard dash, and he adds to an already athletic offensive haul that includes ESPN 300 athlete Seth Williams, ESPN 300 wide receiver Matthew Hill, and ESPN 300 running back Shaun Shivers. Nittany Lions get ESPN 300 away. Penn State added an intriguing prospect to its class when ESPN 300 defensive end Jason Away committed to the Nittany Lions over Ohio State in the fourth quarter of the Under Armour game. Away is the No. 174 ranked prospect overall but has really played football for only 2 seasons. Away, out of Blairstown, New Jersey, previously played basketball, switched to football for his junior season and is now committed to one of the top programs in the country as a football player. He adds to an outstanding defensive line haul for the Nittany Lions to go along with 5-star defensive end Micah Parsons. ESPN 300 defensive tackle P.J. Mustipher and 4-star tackle Aeneas Hawkins. The commitment also gives Penn State 13 ESPN 300 commitments, which is the most Penn State has ever had in one class. ESPN 300-pound Benito picks OU over Texas. Lincoln Riley made a big splash in his first season as head coach of Oklahoma by making it to the college football playoff, and he now has a top 10 recruiting class to go along with the on-field success. Riley and his staff added another big piece to the recruiting class when ESPN 300 linebacker Nicolas Benito chose the Sooners over Texas in Louisville during the Under Armour game. Benito, out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, is the No. 197 ranked prospect. He had been going back and forth between Oklahoma and Texas throughout his recruitment before landing with the Sooners. The 6'3", 206-pound backer gives Oklahoma 8 ESPN 300 commitments and 21 total in the class, and also helps fill depth where outgoing linebacker Ogbonnia Okoronkwo was playing.